How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here, bringing you guys a brand new Mob Psycho discussion. And for today's segment, folks, we're going to be talking about Mob Psycho Episode 7. All about Ritsu, guys. The reason I'm clapping, guys, is for the fact that Ritsu, wow, major character development that this character was progressing throughout the whole entire episode, guys. He started from the top, and now he's at the bottom, completely at the bottom, guys. The way this character was progressing is he was going into an anti-hero kind of way, guys. There's, clearly, how Mob is the hero of the story. Ritsu, no, guys. He is literally becoming the anti-hero, the main antagonist. He's becoming an antagonist, guys. Like, that's the clear definition of what's going on with this character. No, guys, that's not what I really personally want from Ritsu himself, guys. I enjoyed Ritsu's character. I thought he would have been doing something greater for himself, but no, guys, this character, no. This character is becoming an antagonist, and I personally am not liking that. I'm hoping that he does not become an antagonist, because, the episode where it kind of leaves off with Ritsu kind of squaring off against Mob, or I would say these two just kind of meeting face to face because of some events that kind of led up to the end of the episode, guys. And that in itself, guys, was very dramatical right there, guys. Personally, viewers are going to be enjoying this episode, not because it's a battle-oriented episode. Don't get me wrong, there are some certain battle scenes, certain suspenseful moments, but guys, no, this episode, you guys have to look at for the meaning behind the character Ritsu, guys. The character Ritsu, he has come a long way from the first introduction that we seen. Like I said, guys, he was seen as a very jolly character. And in this episode, no, guys, he is far from jolly in this episode. Wow, just wow. But let's delve deep into what Ritsu is going on with his character, guys. Now, of course, Ritsu is actually, he's, like I said, he was a very jolly character. But as the episodes start progressing, guys, he actually starts becoming more cynical, guys. Because remember in the previous episode where they kind of destroyed Onigawa's actually school reputation of being, a gangster. Now he's actually being a nobody, and he's actually hanging out in the Muscle Club's room every day because of the fact that he can't face the student body himself because he's actually seen as a pervert. Now, guys, whoa, hold on. Yes, Onigawa is viewed as a pervert. But that's because of Komura and freaking Ritsu's own fault. Because these guys are in a power struggle. They're not a power struggle, I should say. They're power hungry. These characters are so power hungry that they're after everybody in the whole entire school, guys. And yes, like I said, guys, Ritsu is not a after this episode, guys. Because the fact that Ritsu will do whatever it takes to bring you down. No matter friend, foe, or brother, guys, because the fact that, wow, in this episode we kind of see as to Ritsu's own development as to how he actually views himself against other people and how he's actually treating other people. And he actually doesn't see himself as a god in the beginning, but at the end of the episode he starts seeing himself as god because he's actually playing his cards right, and he's placing all the chess pieces right in the right place in order for him to be on top. Because the fact that Komura, remember, that character that, that everybody despised from the previous episode, how he was actually working with Ritsu in order to take down every single student body or delinquents in the school. They actually worked well. Don't get me wrong, it really did work out, but in a very messed up way, by the way, guys. That's a very messed up. They're basically blackmailing all these students in order for them to obey the freaking school. But nonetheless, like I said, Ritsu then becomes so obsessed with power in this episode that he literally was actually just, he wanted to be on top. He's on top of the game so much that what more does Ritsu want? And just like how he said in the episodes, guys, he has reached a state of loss. And that, guys, I mean, is a very powerful quote right there, guys. He obtained a great loss, because that means that he can no longer be happy. He can no longer be sad. He is in a very high top place where he cannot gain or lose anything. He's just basically like in a state of ecstasy, guys. Like, holy snap, That's what this character Ritsu is actually portraying. But it's all thanks to gaining psychic powers, though. That's the flaw right there, guys. Ritsu was a perfect character, but the minute he obtained psychic powers, that's when Ritsu's whole character development went sideways, guys. Because the fact that, Ritsu, of course, he wouldn't have gone along with, you know, changing his mentality and going along with the plan. But it's because Dimple played along with Ritsu's own feelings of guilt and, you know, depression because of not having psychic powers, that Dimple played along with that. That's when frickin' Dimple set his sight on Ritsu, and Ritsu then went along with it and then started developing his own psychic powers in order for himself to get stronger. And then that's when, holy snap, guys, the episode starts becoming more intense. Man, like I said, one has really done really well with this story, guys. He's done it really well because of the fact that Ritsu, once he gets psychic powers, he starts challenging himself over and over and over again in the episode, obtaining new obstacles and obtaining new higher reaches of pinpoints in order for himself to become even better, or better as I could say, in order for himself to actually be on top and actually challenge himself. In order to, I could say, so he shouldn't be. He's kind of like, think of like how do I say this? Think of like a muscle-bound geek, you know. He actually trains himself every single day and pushing himself to new boundaries in order to, you know, reach a certain point of gaining a weight or muscle. That's what Ritsu was kind of doing. He's basically he's testing himself. That's what this episode was. He's basically testing himself in order to become a better person. But the way he's kind of doing it is very self-centered too at the same time. And you're here wondering, like, why, Ritsu? Why are you going through this dark route? He's going through a very dark place, guys. And even in this episode, guys, we actually witnessed Teru. Yes, guys, the character Teru was in this episode. And wow, major character development for this character, guys. Literally, Mob really did a number on this character because of the fact that freaking Ritsu has been shown that he is actually becoming this person that is actually trying to even control not only the school that he's at, he's actually trying to control other schools because of the fact that ever since Mob actually defeated Teru, basically all the other schools are wondering, like, then whoa, hold on. They're all trying to become the next, I would say, the strongest gang leader. And basically Teru was the strongest gang leader, but because Ritsu came into play and he's actually acting as Kageyama, you know, basically Mob, basically, he took down all these other gang leaders, and now he's trying to stand on top. And that's what, like I said, guys. And with that little scene, guys, holy snap, that's how you know that everything is going into his head. You know, like he's really becoming like a god. Even when he was speaking to the other gang leaders, that they don't know who they're messing with. That you know that he's become a person of transcendence and spirituality. And I'm here wondering, like, wow, Ritsu. Yeah, Dimple really got you, man. Like the way that this character's going is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. You're really wondering as to why, Ritsu, why are you going down this dark route? And even Teru confronted Ritsu in the episode, and I'm loving the fact that the way he confronted it was not a very how do I say, it wasn't a condescending tone. It was a very chivalrous way, but it's because he was trying to see to show him that, you know, don't overstep your boundaries, and know your place. That's what he was telling him. Know your place, because you're gonna get hurt. And he was being very sincere about it too. You know, he's basically saying, you know, you're overstepping your boundaries on what you're capable of doing, and the way you're seeing is that he's basically like think of it like he's a frog in a small pond. That's what Ritsu is. Because there are very other powerful psychics out there, and Teru, when he came into play right there, he was basically telling him, you know, oh, is it okay? Are you okay, man? Or, you know, like the way that Teru kind of shot him down, like, oh, I'm sorry, just like I'm just astounded at the fact that the way Teru just said it. It's just the fact that the way that they kind of did the little comical relief right there is the fact that, you know, of course he doesn't have any hair, so his wig was falling off, and that's when the Ritsu kind of left away. But it goes to show that Teru is a very powerful psychic, and of course, you know, of course Ritsu is a powerful psychic too. But it just goes to show that just how strong Teru is. Like, wow. And it just goes to show that just how strong that Mob is, that he's actually was able to take on Teru with no remorse. And it just goes to show, like, just how strong these characters can get, and how the characters are gonna develop in the following episodes. Because that's what I'm just curious too, guys, as to how these characters can develop. But like I said, back at Ritsu, man, Ritsu is going to some very dark places. And I'm serious, guys. That's gonna be like a major quote for Ritsu. Like, I'm personally am calling it out. Ritsu is going to some very, very dark places. Holy snap! And also, he even broke Komuro, guys. Remember, Komuro in the episode was actually, you know, like I said, they were trying to control the school itself. They were basically becoming the gods of the school, or I say the kings of the school. I want to say gods because the gods just sounds to overrated, but I would say the kings of the school and keep it in control, becoming the authority. And Ritsu even breaks Komura because of the fact that he even showed him that, you know, this is what you are. You're basically the trash of this school as well, so I took care of you. But in a non-physical way, he messed him up. He messed him up mentally, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of felt sorry for this character. I hated Komura, but whoo, man, Ritsu did it in a very dark way, guys. He did it in a man. Ritsu is a person to not be messed with, guys. I'm telling you. I am telling you. But I did love the episode how they were actually using comic relief, and that was basically Komura himself. Basically, all the gang leaders are trying to look for White Tea Poison. By the way, White Tea Poison is basically the new gang leader that defeated Teru. Which, that's a pretty cool name, White Tea Poison. So hilarious. It sounds like a drug, like a freaking drug you find on the streets. White Tea Poison. Did you get that? White Tea Poison, guys? But seriously, all jokes aside, but the episode, guys, I'm telling you, it was very funny. And it's funny, that's how they it was kind of like the karma for Komura himself, guys, in this episode, was because of the fact that we literally look at freaking Komura being taken down by all the gang leaders. It kind of shows that basically Komura learned his lesson by getting beat up by other gang leaders, showing that, you know, he's also overstepping his boundaries in the episode too, you know, becoming something that he's not. And basically all these gang leaders are you know, they don't play around, and they actually show freaking Komura a lesson. And also Dimple, guys. Dimple. Oh my god, and Dimple, wow. Just freaking wow. He was even shot down by Ritsu. That just goes to show how strong Ritsu is. Because, you know, notice how Dimple was trying to, try to take over Ritsu's body. Instead, Ritsu straight up called Dimple out and says, you're trying to use me, aren't you? It's okay, you're trying to use me, right? And Dimple was just left in shock, like, oh, of course, no, I'm not. Like, you're here wondering, like, wow, you know, it's because Ritsu is very smart. It's just the way he has a way with words, the way that Ritsu's character is. He has a charm around him that he's able to, I would say, manipulate others. It's that charm that makes him very dangerous, guys. That's why Ritsu is a very dangerous person. That's why that's why this character, guys. That's why I keep telling you that this character is going to some very dark places, because the fact that he's using those charms not for something great, guys. Not for something great. And I personally feel like this character, he is going very downhill, and I'm hoping he's not becoming an antagonist, guys. That's what I'm really hoping for, is that he doesn't become one. I just really don't, man. He could be a character that could be going to be some great lengths that could actually help Mob in some later chapters or later episodes themselves, guys. Look, no, like I said, I enjoyed Ritsu's character, but after this episode, I'm just concerned about him. You know, I'm concerned as where is he heading, and also, guys, yeah, nothing about Dimple. Forget about him. You know, he's just comic relief, guys, like always. Forget about him. But also, we can't forget about Reagan. Reagan actually came in this episode, guys. I love that. I always love that Reagan every time he comes in here, guys. He always comes in so majestically and leaves like a boss. Like a freaking mobster boss. Because of the fact that in the episode, we actually witness Mob actually being conned by some con artists. And then we are actually then see that it takes a con artist to con another con artist, and Reagan did that in itself. And you know, it goes to show that just how he's actually he plays his words right with other people, and it's so hilarious because the fact that Reagan was doing he's doing something that I would have done too. The way that this freaking museum curator or whatever he was, this con artist, was grabbing Reagan by the t-shirt. You know, the way that Reagan handled that situation was actually very smart too, because the fact that in today's world, that's how you really kind of have to handle it. You can't handle it sometimes through violence. For these type of people, oh no, you gotta play it right. You gotta play by the law, and by that, you gotta abuse that law right. And that's what Reagan was doing in this episode, guys. I love that about Reagan. Holy snap! But it goes to show you that there's actually another spirit that's actually dwindling around in the episode itself. And Reagan actually was kind of showcasing. And it's so hilarious the fact that they kind of just left that brushed it on the side. So I'm assuming they're not really going to actually involve this ghost or this apparition that's actually haunting Reagan himself. So I'm hoping at least they kind of bring that back, or at least wonder if it's going to be part of the major cast itself. And also, guys, at the end of the episode, guys, we are seeing that shadowy hooded figure back from the previous episode that he was like on a cell phone, and Mom said, oh, this guy's a clearly powerful psychic. He is back, guys. He is back. And in the next episode, I'm hoping that we're going to see it, because of the fact that it looks like he's actually looking for Espers, or I feel like he's actually looking for Mob himself. And that's what I feel like it's going, some crazy stuff is going down, guys. But that's it for the episodes, guys. Holy snap, like I said, Ritsu is going to dark places. He is becoming so maniacally evil that I personally feel like he shouldn't be going down that dark route. He really shouldn't. I love Ritsu's character, but not the character development that he's actually going through. It's just horrible, guys. I feel like it's a very horrible thing for him. But nonetheless, guys, it's actually this episode was very enjoyable. It's very entertaining. It keeps viewers grasp to the beginning to the end of the episode, guys, and you guys will enjoy it from the minute. I'm telling you guys, Mob Psycho 100 is very deep when you're actually watching these episodes. And all these characters, man, they have very deep emotions that, you know, that they're struggling, you know, they're just struggling with life itself, and, you know, you kind of sympathize with these characters, like wondering, like, wow, you know, like I said, like this episode, man, shoot, it went to 0 to 100 real quick. But nonetheless, guys, let me know down in the comments section what you guys thought about this episode, guys. I, for one, like I said, I enjoyed this episode. And what you guys think of Kiritsu's character development? Let me know what are you guys' thoughts. Like, wow, you know, did you guys really think that's how Ritsu was really going to go for? And also, what did you guys think about Reagan's comic relief part? Like, that scene was intense, guys. And also, guys, what do you guys think about that freaking new psychic that we're actually going to see? This adult Esper that's actually coming out. And also, guys, did you guys enjoy Komuro actually being down by all those thugs? You know, like I said, I enjoyed that scene too, guys. Like I said, there were so many scenes in this episode that it was so enjoyable. Let me know what you guys' favorite scene of this episode was, guys. And also, guys, have a wonderful day. But if you guys enjoy my content, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe. But that's it for today, folks. That's all I gotta say for this episode. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode very much. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.